Virginia Woolf once said, "One cannot think well, love well, sleep well if one has not dined well." Good afternoon, affectionate Toastmasters and amicable guests. I am Toastmaster Shaborni. I am the Sergeant at Arms for the afternoon. I welcome you all to the 127th meeting of VirtuoMasters Toastmasters Club. Can we have a huge round of applause? To have a smooth meeting, we have some ground rules. Please put yourself on mute when you are not speaking. Do not write anything inappropriate in the chat box. If your video is on, make sure you sit in a proper upright position. We do not talk about sex, religion, or politics in a derogatory manner. I would request you to kindly put your phone on silent mode so that you don't get distracted during the meeting. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise, VirtuoMasters Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission of our club is to provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, I would like to hand over the podium to someone who is a passionate speaker, an energetic being, and a benevolent person. He is none other than the president of VirtuoMasters Club. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Anurag.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saburni, for such a wonderful introduction. I think today my internet connection is a bit unstable, so please excuse me if I'm not audible or visible clearly. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
At least. Okay. So I welcome you all to the 127th meeting of VirtuoMasters Club, and I declare this meeting open with a small clap. I hope you have all gone through the minutes of the meeting of the previous meeting, that is 126th meeting, and I think there is no discrepancy, so I consider the minutes of the meeting passed. Now, my friends, there are certain things that I would like to share with you all today. You know, this Toastmasters International, this organization which is so big and is a worldwide organization, this organization is divided into regions. Regions are further divided into district, district in division, division in area, and area into smaller clubs. Can you imagine the kind of leadership skills that you can develop at this volunteer organization? But how do you do this? You can only do that by taking up small steps, first at the club level, then area, and then so on and so forth. And today, I would like to acknowledge the hard work of some of my executive committee members. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the hard work that my Vice President Education does, that is Toastmaster Rima. Now, why I would like to congratulate her on her contribution towards this club is because every time there are some or the other role players who back out. And it is Toastmaster Rima who always either brings some of the other club members to take up that role, or she herself comes forward and takes that role. Thank you, Toastmaster Rima, for your continuous contribution towards VirtuoMasters Club and making this club a success. Next, I would also like to acknowledge the hard work done by our Vice President Public Relations, that is Toastmaster Ayush. Now, Toastmaster Ayush has uploaded all the meetings done in this term on YouTube with the thumbnails and the timestamp. Thank you, Toastmaster Ayush, for your contribution. Now, lastly, I would also like to thank the associates that we have in the executive committee, that is Toastmaster Shruti and Toastmaster Anupam. Toastmaster Anupam is already the secretary, but nevertheless, Toastmaster Shruti is the one who is coming out with such amazing birthday posters and write-ups. Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti, for being the associate at VirtuoMasters Club. Thanks a lot. And I also would like to thank Toastmaster Anupam for always making the minutes of the meeting and submitting it on time at VirtuoMasters Club. Thank you, Toastmaster Anupam. Lastly, I would also like to thank Toastmaster Saborni as the Sergeant at Arms for our club for introducing the same old person in such different manners. Thank you, Toastmaster Saborni, for always being there with a smiley face and always making us feel proud of VirtuoMasters Club. Okay. With this, today, I think we have one guest. So, guest Costa, can we have your bit of your introduction? Who are you and how did you come to know about VirtuoMasters Club? Guest Costa?
Yeah, I am Kaustubh from I am studying currently. I am fourth year student at IIT Kharagpur studying in its undergraduate course, Integrated MSc Economics, and I came to know about this club. I think someone contacted me from Virtual Masters Club. I will have to find the name. I am not remembering
Okay,
the
so
name.
it was me who contacted you.
No, you okay? Did you contact me?
Yes, it
Yes,
was me and Toastmaster Shweta, I think, who have connected with
yes,
you.
yes, yes.
So I hope today you have a wonderful meeting with us. You stay till the end of the meeting and get as much you want to take away from this meeting. Thank you, guest Costa, for joining in. Lastly, today, finally, we will be inducting one of our guests who was a Toastmasters back in those days, who was also the podium finisher of table topics at district level. That is Toastmasters Sumit. So, my fellow friends, my fellow Toastmasters, it is my duty and privilege to induct Toastmasters Sumit as a new member in VirtuoMasters Club. Now, this is an important occasion, both for Toastmaster Sumit and for our club. Now, these individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership skills. And we now have an opportunity to help Toastmaster Sumit learn, grow, and achieve. Toastmaster Sumit, you are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people to learn how to communicate more effectively. Now, as a member of VirtuoMasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in the spirit of sharing and enjoyment. Would these Toastmasters, I would request everyone in this virtual podium to please raise their hands and, and acknowledge and affirm after me that as an experienced Toastmaster, you have been asked to help these members get off to a good start. Do you accept this responsibility and pledge to share your knowledge and experience with our new member so that he can immediately begin to benefit from this Toastmasters membership? Do you? Can you all unmute and affirm?
Yeah, I do.
We do.
Thank you.
Yes, I do.
Now, Toastmaster Sumit, I would also like you to give a positive affirmation that in the presence of your fellow members at VirtuoMasters Club, do you make this firm obligation to attend the meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment, to apply yourself to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program, to participate actively in the club activities, to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner, to build open, friendly relationship with our fellow Toastmasters, and to bring other new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters? Do you, Toastmaster Sumit?
Absolutely, I do affirm. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit. Now, finally, after 3 long weeks, we induct Toastmaster Sumit as a part of VirtuoMasters family. Welcome, Toastmaster Sumit, to this beautiful family.
Thank you
Friends,
for the
it is
lovely
also my thank you, Toastmaster Sumit. Friends, it is also my duty to share with you who Toastmaster Sumit is in his personal life. He's a working professional in Lindley PLC. Not only that, he's also an author. He's author of one of the books that I haven't read, but he shared that with me. I would request Toastmaster Sumit to please give a brief about what the book is all about.
Thanks, Anurag. I think it's wonderful. It's gracious of you to talk about the book in the Toastmasters forum. I'll not divulge much about it because the flavor of reading it will be lost. But essentially, as most books these days are, it's a love story, and it is set in the beautiful city of Calcutta. It is also set, portions of it is also set in the city of Amritsar, and it is about how love is lost and found, and yet again lost and found again. So you'll have to read about it. It's available in a number of platforms. I can share the link, and it's my first sort of attempt at writing a novella. So it's there. And thank you. And apart from that, I also do write short stories, and I can always share the blog link. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit. It is always, love is always lost and found. Just the way you lost touch with Toastmasters 2 years ago, and now you're back with yet so much of energy and enthusiasm. Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit, for being a part. Now, with this heavy introduction speech of the president, I would finally give the podium to my favorite person in this VirtuoMasters Club. She has been newly engaged to one of the future Toastmasters, and she is also the Vice President Education of VirtuoMasters Club. With this, I would like to hand over the podium to someone who is always there for the club and whose contribution is something that we highly appreciate. Can we have a huge round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Reema?
Thank you so much, our lovely president. And please keep the round of applause going for our lovely president. Wake up, Toastmaster. It's food o'clock with Toastmaster Reema. Good evening, Toastmasters, and would be Toastmasters. I'm Toastmaster Reema. And I guess by the background, you can see that I'm a foodie. Toastmaster Foodie Reema. That's so nice, right? Okay, I'm not a person who loves to play with these words. Now, it's raining over here, and as Toastmaster Ashutosh is drinking something, maybe water, but I really want to have a cup of tea or coffee and some lovely lip-smacking pakoras, the fritters. Who wants that? No one? Oh, except for some. Yes, everyone. And if you really want, after this meeting, you can catch hold of our president and treasurer, and we can have a small get-together after this meeting. Yes, foodie. Being in Kolkata, who does not love food? You please go out of your house and go to any place. You will just see all the food stalls. What you want? Today, I will help you and I will guide you where to go. Whether you want puchkas or whatever you call golgappas, but we in Kolkata, it's called puchkas, right? That puchka which we love. Okay, let me not describe it anymore. Else I'll feel hungry and the meeting will get over within 5 minutes. So puchkas, rolls. Who doesn't love it? Chaats, the famous chaats. In Kolkata, if you are not going and having those chaats in all the lanes, you're missing it. And if you go out with me, I'll show you each and every lovely places where to go. But not right now. As let the time pass, I'll tell you. So in Toastmasters meeting, generally, the meeting is divided into 3 sections. The first section is known as prepared speech section. Now, like, I am a foodie, and whenever my friends plan out to go somewhere, they always call me and they tell me, Reema, you decide where to go. And I have to plan up everything for them. Because they know if I choose a food, it will definitely be like thumbs up. Same way, our speaker will prepare his or her speech according to the pathway he's chosen and then deliver the speech. The second section is divided into table topic session. In table topics, normally we are hungry and we go to some place, we don't know how is it, right? It might have happened You've just seen a restaurant, you're feeling hungry, you're with your group of friends and you want to go and try it out. But in tabletop in session, there is something similar like that. You will get a topic and you need to speak onto it impromptu. You don't know what the topic is about. And the third section is the review section. Like always, like the food bloggers, how they go around and with their cameras and mics, they do the all shooting of the foods and all. And at the end, they will say, these foods are like this. The food was this, this was the rate, the bill was like this. Same way, after everything, there's a general evaluation section where our general evaluator give us our review that what was good and what we can do better. So I guess our would-be Toastmaster is now clear with all our section. Coming to the food part, you know, as Toastmaster Anurag already said that I'm engaged. So when the first time when I went with my fiance to go somewhere, as we both are vegetarian, yes, I am Bengali, but I'm a vegetarian. And my fiance is also vegetarian. So we both decided to go somewhere. And we both are foodies. And that's why maybe we got engaged because we both think about foods. Maybe not about each other, but about food. So we both went and we went to this famous chaat gully, which is in Bangur side. And we had food. And if you don't know, please don't ask me, but I can take you over there. I don't know the exact address, but it's Bangur Chaat Gali, which is very famous. And we both love to eat chaat. We both thought, okay, we'll not spend much money because that time we were very small and we went to eat and have. But the bill was around 800 something. Exact amount I don't remember. Yes. So you can understand what we both are. So this is the foodie. One foodie getting married to another foodie because we decided that okay, let's have chaat. We'll not spend so much. So yeah, kind of like this goes with me. We had so many things. It was papri chaat, puchkas, lassi. Then there we had some juice. There was that time some sandwich was there. Another kind of chaat which I probably do not name. Then papri chaat was bhel puri was there, and the total bill was something 800 something. And we both were like, okay, it's okay. Okay, we didn't realize what it was. So I can see all the face except Toastmaster Shaboni, who is very calm and quiet. Maybe she has some story to say. Toastmaster Shaboni, anything happened like that with you where you had thought, no, the bill amount is okay, but when the bill amount came, you were like, it's too much. Did it ever happen with you?
Yeah, it happened not with chat, but it happened when we first time went to mainland in China. So we ate a lot and we didn't think that it will be so much costly in mainland in China. So first time, and that was the first time when I got first of my salary, and half of my salary went into that. I was giving a treat, and so I don't dare to give a treat in mainland China.
Yeah, I can feel you because I have some story about same thing like this with Club Phoenicia. I went after our everything was being fixed, so we both decided to go for a date in Club Phoenicia. It was a very worst experience. Let me tell you, the bill was around 5,000, but we only had one pizza, one water bottle, which was around 560 something rupees, which I can really remember because I love the bottle and that only thing which I bring it with me to my house just to enjoy it. See, I went to Club Phoenicia and this bottle cost 560 bucks. And the pizza was worst. It was mixed veg cheese pizza, which tasted sweet. The first bite was like, it was not at all good. So if you want to go to experience the atmosphere, please do go for it, but don't order. Especially to have veggies around with me. There are too many veggies, I guess, over here. Vegetarian, please don't go. It's total waste. 5,000 I paid and I had only one pizza. That is also too sweet. It's not at all good. So I will keep on telling you some more of my experiences. But right now, as I can see, Ashutosh is getting like really want to say the speech. So I'll start with our first section, that is prepared speech section. Okay, when I asked Toastmaster Ashutosh that please tell me which is your favorite place that you want to go, and you go anytime, like first place that comes to your mind, he just told me that that he loves to go to Chutneys and Govinda's restaurant. believe me, even I love to go to Govinda's restaurant. That's my favorite place. But before starting with the prepared speak section, I forgot to introduce our general evaluator, and it is me, of course. So I'll go back to our general evaluator. Please, Ashutosh, please wait. So introducing our general evaluator, our principal who will review our today's blogger, who will review our all foodies. So today's general evaluator is Toastmaster Ayush. And Toastmaster Ayush, when I asked him where he loves to go, one name that I also knew, that is Jai Hind Dhaba. And that's one of my favorite place also, which I can go anytime. And another, he said Piccadilly Square. So Toastmaster Ayush, the podium is all yours. Please come and tell us about your role. Toastmaster Ayush.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rima, for the wonderful topic and the wonderful introduction. And yes, I love the spinach crepe at Piccadilly, and I love the naan tadka at Jai Hind. So today I will be playing the role of general evaluator. Well, it's a huge role, and I need some people with me, and I can't do it all by myself. So first, I would like to introduce the timer of the day, Toastmaster Sumit Vanjani. Toastmaster Sumit. You're on mute, Toastmaster Sumit.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. So as a timer, thank you, General Evaluator. As a timer, my responsibility would be to time the various aspects of the meeting. And this includes not only the prepared speeches, also includes the table topics and the evaluation sections. So I'll be showing the green card at the sort of minimum time. At the medium time, it will be the yellow card. And at the max time, which is, of course, the sort of red card, beyond which I think there would be disqualifications, etc. So that would be the essence of my role. And I would come back with the timers report at the end of the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit, for the introduction of timer. In case of table topics, Toastmaster Sumit, the minimum time would be 1 minute. Toastmaster Sumit. So I think there's a network issue. So let me explain the role of the timer. In case of table topic section, the minimum time would be 1 minute, and then the green card would be shown at the end of 1 minute. The yellow card would be shown at the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card would be shown at the end of 2 minutes. And the speaker will get a maximum of 30 seconds after the red card. After that, he or she would be disqualified. And in the speaker section, the green card will be shown at the end of 5 minutes, the yellow card at the end of 6 minutes, and red card at the end of 7 minutes. The 30 seconds grace would be there after the red card is shown. And after that, if the speaker continues, he or she would be disqualified. For the evaluation section, the green card would be shown at the end of 2 minutes, yellow card at the end of 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at the end of 3 minutes. And 30 seconds would be there in 30 second grace would be provided. And if this evaluator exceeds, he or she would be disqualified. So yeah, this was the timer. Now I have another person who would be looking into, like, today's foodies day out. So everyone would be having something or the other. And after food, there's this thing called burp comes in. So, and during our speeches, during our table topic section, sometimes different crutch words comes in. So now now I will call upon Saborni. She will explain about the crutch words and the R counts. Over to you, Toastmaster Saborni.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. I am Toastmaster Shaborni, and today I will be playing the role of R counter. My role as R counter is to pay close attention to the crutch words and filler sounds used by the speakers. Crutch words like and, so, like, basically. Filler sounds are ah. Whenever a speaker uses the crutch words and filler sounds more than 4 times, I will say used multiple times. I would also keep note of the long pauses and inappropriate interjection. I urge all the speakers not to use the crutch words or filler sounds. I will present my report when called upon to do so by General Evaluator at the end of the meeting. All the best to the speakers. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saborni, for explaining your role properly and in a crisp manner. Now but I would request you not to count the after Rima introduces puchka or says about something or which is very delicious. Someone may do So I think we can avoid that. But yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sabarni. And now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Anupam Shanghai, who will explain the role of grammarian. Over to you, Toastmaster Anupam.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and dear friends. I am Anupam, and today I have taken up the role of grammarian. My role as a grammarian is to pay attention to the good and not so good uses of English and provide suggestion for improvements. I would also like to introduce the word of the day, which can help you to enrich your vocabulary. For this meeting, the word of the day is abash, meaning to embarrass someone or to make someone feel uncomfortable. For example, his elder brother abashed him by commenting on his shyness. I would encourage all these speakers to use this word as many times as possible. Whoever uses the word will be awarded with an applause. And I will present my report at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator to do so. Over to you, general evaluator, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anupam, for explaining your role wonderfully. I hope I don't evaluate in such a way so that the speaker and the evaluators abash me. But yes, I will prepare my report throughout the meeting and will share my meeting when called upon to do so by Toastmaster Rima. Over to you, Toastmaster Rima.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for explaining your role very meticulously to everyone. And I'm now feeling abashed because I forgot to introduce our General Evaluator before. Okay. Now, calling our speaker, who is also a vegetarian and who also loves to eat street food just like me. And someday we can go out, sir, definitely. And he loves to go to chutneys and Govindas. Yes, Govinda is in my list. Whenever I go to Balganj Fari site, if you have not heard, please you can go. It's lovely food you will get over there. And the reviews, Toastmaster Ashish and I will give you afterwards, after his speech. Okay. Today our speaker is going to deliver his level 2 speech from pathway presentation mastery. The title is One Touch, One Glance Can Change a Whole Life. Toastmaster Ashutosh, one touch, one glance can change a whole life. Toastmaster Ashutosh.
Thank you so much, FTM Foodie Toastmaster Rima, for giving me this opportunity. Narendranath Datta was so amazed after meeting Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans for the first time that he started visiting Dakshineshwar every day. In February 1984, when he was preparing for his BA examinations, his father passed away, leaving the family broke. Narendranath felt helpless, abashed, and that's when he went to his spiritual master, spiritual mentor, Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans, and told him, "Can you please request Ma Kali to give me some money? You told whatever we ask from her, she will give it to us." On that, Sri Ramakrishna replied, "Why don't you go yourself, Narendranath? Even if you ask that, I'm sure she will give that to you." Following the suggestion, Narendranath went to the temple of Ma Kali at night. He bowed to Ma Kali, but you know what? He forgot to pray for wealth. When he came back, Sri Ramakrishna asked, "What did you ask?" And Narendranath said, "I didn't ask for wealth." On that, Ramakrishna said, "Don't worry, you go again. Make sure this time you are asking for what you want. I'm sure Ma is going to give that to you." Same night, Narendranath went again to the temple for the second time. And again, he forgot to pray for wealth. Instead, he prayed for wisdom, discrimination, renunciation, and her uninterrupted vision. Ramakrishna recognized the aspirations and potential of Narendranath in their first meeting itself. Just one touch, one glance of Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans was enough to transform this Narendranath into Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji said in his book, all that I am, all that the world itself will someday be, is owing to my master, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Good afternoon, my dear Toastmasters and respected guests. My mentors have touched, moved, and inspired me in every aspect of my life, which includes my personal life, my life in college, my professional life, and goes without saying, my Toastmasters journey. Mentors have bestowed on me many experiences and learnings, which I am absolutely grateful to them for. And today, I would like to share one of that experience, which really even makes me excited today when I think about it. It was summer of 2003. I went to Jaipur railway station along with my batchmate Ramesh, and we were going to station to see off Professor Dipankar Nag Chaudhary of IIT Delhi, who came to our college to deliver a lecture. Now, before Professor boarded the train, both of us bowed down to touch his feet. And I was touching his feet. I felt some surreal, mild electric current in my entire body. I don't have words to describe that today, the experience which I had that day, but I was absolutely, it was something which was absolutely surreal. And when I was going back, hesitatingly, I shared that experience with Ramesh. And I was absolutely surprised to hear he said that I also felt the same thing, Ashutosh. I was like, to an extent, I was a little happy that at least, even if there's some chemical locha in my mind or body, I'm not the only one. Ramesh is going to go with me to the wherever doctors send us. Next day, when I went to college, I shared that experience with my mentor in my college, Dr. Sahula, Dr. Vineet Sahula. He glanced at me and smiled. He was the one, by the way, who asked us to go to railway station and see off Professor Nag Chaudhary. And then he said, Ashutosh, do one thing. You come to my home after your lectures. I nodded and I said, all right, sir, I'll be there. As he instructed, I reached his home after my lectures. As we started talking, he shared two things, which has been guiding principles of my life. First, he said, Ashutosh, there are two ways you can operate in this world. One, you can assume everyone is good and you identify not so good souls. Second, you assume everyone is not so good and you identify good souls out of that. But remember one thing, if you follow the first option, that will make you humble enough that you can bow down to every soul you meet and you're going to have many more surreal experiences. And second thing which he told me is that, we often think that it's the technology which drives us and our society. That's not right. Always remember, technology follows what we do as human beings. I was very confused. A professor of electronic engineering department was saying this to me, that technology is not driving us. I was like, sir, can you explain? And that's when he said, all right, let me explain you with an example. And then he said, do you feel good when someone shakes hands with you, hugs you, kisses you, your loved ones do that? I said, yes, sir, I absolutely do. And that's when he said, an engineer thought so, and that's when they made a touch screen. As a human being, we like this touch and feel, and engineers created a touch screen. Always remember, it is this technology which is going to follow human and not the other way around. This principle which he gave me is still helps me in understanding technology in much better way. So I'm really grateful to Professor Sahula for whatever he has done, for all the principles which he has shared with me in my life. Now you may be wondering, why am I sharing this story which is like almost 19 years old? I mean, for a lot of millennials here, it may sound like something from the Stone Age. So for that, to know about it, I think we will have to go back in the flashback mode. April 2022, that's when a Toastmaster Shilpa called me and said, Ashutosh ji, it's been quite some time. You haven't given any speech. Can you do this speech? I said, okay, ma'am, let me have a look at the speech title. I'm going to have a look at that and I'll come back to you. When I started looking at the speech and the objectives, it struck my mind that this is what I was looking for. So far, I was yearning for a mentor who is going to guide me, who's going to help me, who's going to help me recognize my potential. And I am missing that. And you know why I was missing that? That was because I was not a seeker. In order to have a mentor, I need to be a seeker. This speech which I am doing today, help me understand, help me revitalize that seeker within me. Before I end my speech, I will like to quickly quote a slok from Isha Upanishad. Om Purnamidah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. It is infinity. If you take out infinity from infinity, what's left is infinity. Infinity has power to give rise to another infinity. Mentors are that infinite source of energy and motivation. What do you think, Toastmaster of the day? Thank you.
Yes, I agree with you, Toastmaster Ashutosh, that mentor is very much needed. I am a teacher and I know how much it's important. Now, I'm again abashed because I forgot to introduce our speakers evaluator. So I'm very sorry. I did a quick introduction. I'm just calling our speakers evaluator, that is Toastmaster Anurag, who will evaluate Toastmaster Ashutosh, who, when I told him to introduce himself, he told me, Ki Bhagwan hai. So yeah, it is someone like a president is like a god for our club, who actually guides us and help us, and he really helps me, and not only me, to other EC members also. Now, with this, let me come to a fun session. That is, here, who all are foodies? Just tell me. Just raise your hand.
It depends how many hands I will raise based on if you're going to give a voucher or something.
No, if the voucher, then I have to ask the president to do something like that voucher thing. And wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess, Kostav, are you a foodie? You can unmute and you can answer.
Yes, but recently I have joined gym, so I avoid things like that. So,
I'm really feeling bad for you. You must be missing those lip smacking club kachoris, papri chaats, then all bhajis, na? Aloo pakoras and all. Coke.
yeah. I was a foodie back then, but now I don't eat much of outside food.
Then I guess after today's session, you are going to love these foods. I'm pretty much sure, because you, after hearing also, you can imagine, those dhokla and with those red chutneys, green chutneys of it, then idli. Idlis are still healthy, but still.
Yeah, I like South Indian food. I like South Indian food because it's
Okay.
healthier than the other foods. Like,
You can go to banana leaves or Govinda. It's very, not Govinda, banana leaves and chutneys. It's very good. Please go and try over there. And forget
I
about
am not
gymming.
from Kolkata, so Kolkata is
Okay.
around 150 kilometers from here. So I will have to travel there. It will take me 3.5 hours.
So when you come to Kolkata, please do try all this stuff.
Yeah.
Without this thing, I want to share my screen. I want to show you all something. And you all have to guess which food it is. Okay? Just give me 1 second. It's not coming. I hope you all can see.
Yes,
Okay. Can you guess which food it is?
papdi chaat.
Yes. So, Master Abhijit, are you missing those papri chaat in Bangalore?
Not exactly. I can have, but those are very expensive here. And I am not eating these things because I'm on diet.
Oh God, in foodie session, all are dieting. Anyone can name this? You can unmute yourself and you can say.
Which one? Which one? 1, 2, 3. Which one?
This one.
Can't see
I hope
your.
you all can see that.
No, can't see your cursor.
You can see now?
No, at least I can't.
I would request you to open the image if you can.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I don't know what is happening. Something is wrong today. Definitely. Now you all can see?
Yes.
Yes.
Bhel puri,
Bhel
jhal
puri.
puri, jhal puri.
Jhal muri. Yes, this is jhal muri. And I love jhal muris. So every day when I used to go to tuition, 10 rupees, 20 rupees used to go in jhal muris only. And I used to tell them to make it, more spicy, add this, that. It's one of my favorite. I'm not being able to share one by one. So I have to select, something is wrong. Sorry for that, but I don't know why I'm not being able to share my screen where I had some lovely food stuffs. I have to share one by one. This one.
Vada
Vada pav.
Vada pav, yes. It's one of my favorite. And I used to go to the VIP market Full Bagan. Behind there, there's a chaat gali. I go there and have this vada pav and pav bhaji over there. And it's really, really, really tasty. One more I have. I guess you all will love this. I guess Toastmaster Anurag should know this, what it is.
This is Raj Kachori.
Also know
Club
Club
Kachori. Raj Kachori.
Kachori.
It's Club
Kachori.
Kachori. Yes. MG Road Club Kachori, which is favorite. I used to go for my CS tuition and used to have those Club Kachoris over there. Then Pav Bhaji of Agarwal's Pav Bhaji. So with me, I can really tell you where you can go. Even Momos of MG Road. Not only MG Road, even it's near
Bangur.
Yes.
Bangurs.
Yeah, Bangus also I ate.
Yeah.
So there are many places where I go.
Denzong kitchen.
Denzong, I didn't go yet. I have to go because, being vegetarian, that's the problem we have in one thing. We cannot go over there. But yes, there are some of this special food which I love to go and if I'm going just to have. So now with this, I'll call one of the very interesting section of our meeting, that is table topic session. And about this, our sweetest and cutest, the table topic master, Shruti Bhatia, will tell you. And let me tell you, she is also a big, big, big foodie and nothing in front of her. One day when we were talking, she was telling me how much she loves food. And she also cooks delicious food. But she never gave me. So Toastmaster Shruti Bhatia, I'm very angry with you for this. We'll talk with you after this session. So now, please help me to welcome Toastmaster Shruti Bhatia. Toastmaster Shruti Bhatia, the podium is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rima. Yeah, I will very unabashedly tell you that I did not share that food because I ate it. So good evening, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. I am the table topic master for the day. So as the table topic master, I'll be conducting the table topic session, which is a long-standing Toastmaster session where we take up a table topic and we speak impromptu on it. So it tests our critical thinking, on-the-spot thinking, and speech delivery skills. Now, both guests and Toastmasters can take this particular topic. So I would request them to volunteer for this session by raising their hands and telling me that they do want to participate. Now, the time limits for this particular session is at 1 minute, we show the green card. At 1.5 minutes, we show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, we show the red card. And this goes up to 2 minutes, 30 seconds as there is a grace period of 30 seconds. So if one has to qualify for voting, one has to speak for at least 1 minute and complete his speech within 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Now, I request everyone to use the word of the day, which is abash, as posted in the chat by Toastmaster Anupam. Now, guests have an option of taking the topic once and getting it changed once in case they find it not so good to speak upon. But they will have this opportunity only once. The second time, they will have to speak upon. So since this topic is about food, a meal is usually classified into three parts, right? We have the starters, the main course, and the dessert. So our approach to the table topic is that you have to choose among these three: starter, main course, and the dessert. And the topic will be in line to these things. I won't say it will be the name of a food exactly, but it will be something related to it. So who would be our first volunteer? And in case I missed the hand raise, please someone tell me.
Guest Kotsov is raising his hand.
Sure, guest Costa. So what do you choose? Starter, main course, or the dessert?
Main course.
Main course. All right. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So I had thought that this topic particularly would be enjoyable because we would have some people who were non-vegetarians, but looks like it's very limited. So Toastmaster Costa, sorry, future Toastmaster Costa. Your topic is eat food, not too much, mostly plants. Toastmaster Costa, eat food, not too much, mostly plants. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. Toastmaster, future Toastmaster Costa. Go ahead.
Do I have some time to think, like 15, 30 seconds? Or I
Yes,
have
sure.
to just...
Yeah, you can, if you don't, you can also change the topic just in case.
No, I don't want to change the topic, but I need 30 seconds to think on it.
Okay, you
To
can
structure
speak
my
whatever.
thoughts.
Yes, yes, any thought. You can share any of your thoughts.
Mhm.
You can relate a personal story also. You can share your diet story also.
So about me, I only eat eggs as non-veg. I do not eat meat or chicken, any other kind of non-veg food. I only eat eggs. And recently, I was watching YouTube and I saw a video in which the person was speaking about the disadvantages of eating non-veg food. He was saying that when we eat non-veg food, the emotions that are triggered inside the animals that are killed, that emotions get inside us when we consume that food. So there is a residue of that emotions in our food, in our body. That's why we should not consume non-veg food. And also, our body is structured in a way that it can digest a lot of non-veg food. Actually, it cannot digest non-veg food properly. It was structured to digest veg food. The non-veg food is for the animals that are purely carnivorous. But we started eating non-veg food. I think our ancestors started eating non-veg food because they could not find proper sources of vegetarian food. But today, a lot of vegetarian food is available on our planet. But then also most of us eat non-veg food. And if you compare veg food to non-veg food contains a lot of fat as compared to vegetarian food, and that fat, the meat that contains the fat, is not that good for our body. as compared to the fats that are available in vegetarian food. And uh, and the topic was that eat food not much. So about that point, if we see our uh, if we see our past generation, they did not have a lot of food available, but nowadays as we have a lot of food available, we try to eat a lot, like the food is going to end in the future, we try to eat in that manner, but it's not the case. So it is making us obese. And I think I am crossing the time limits on this topic.
Thank you. Thank you, yes, Kaustav. That was an amazing take on, like, and it is a very hot topic, a debate whether vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food is good or not. I have a lot of incidents on it, which I won't narrate. Trust me. I have a lot of Bengali friends, so you can guess what I might say. So, can we have our next volunteer, please?
We have guest Jay, then we have Saborni as well.
Okay. So we will take Shaboni first, then we will go for guest Jay, so that guest Jay can like savor the food that is going to come up on his plate. So Toastmaster Shaboni, what would you like to choose from? Starters, main course, or dessert?
Starters.
Starters. Just a minute. So before a starter starts, we should ideally pray. Thank God that we are getting some food. So here is your topic. Man is made by his beliefs. So Toastmaster Shaboni, man is made by his beliefs. Man is made by his beliefs. Toastmaster Shaboni.
It is true that man is made by his beliefs. Whatever a person believes, he becomes like that. He lives on that his belief. And his life also changes because of his belief. So if somebody believes that food is the only thing to make himself happy, then of course then that person will become happy even if the slightest of his favorite food is given to him. So it is dependent on his personal belief. So whatever the person believes, so he becomes like that only. Like I believe in peace and love, so people say that you are so calm and quiet, so I have become like this. Like it is not that my all of my family members are like me, but they are not like me. They are full of energy and full of like enthusiasm, but I have become like this because I believe in calmness, I believe in peace. So whatever you believe, you display that thing through your character. Your character displays the thing that you believe. So belief is everything. You believe something, it becomes the truth. You do not believe something, even if it exists or not, it doesn't matter to you. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shaboni. We have seen the belief that you have in calmness come into your SAA role every day, where you so calmly introduce our very energetic president. So now we go on to future Toastmaster Jay. Future Toastmaster Jay. Please choose from starters, main course, and dessert. Which one would you like to choose?
Desert.
Dessert. All right. Now, since you are a guest, so I will be a little nice to you. Yeah. So it is the finale. It is the last impression is your topic. So guest Jay, it is the finale. It is the last impression. It is the finale. It is the last impression. Guest Jay.
Good afternoon, all. I don't believe that finale is the last impression. You have the full stage to yourself. If you don't perform on the very first steps, the time you will have to make up in the finale is very small. So I believe that you need to start and perform from the very best of your very best from the very first step. Why? I have seen this in my personal life. I'm an engineering student. So as you know, engineering students prepare for their exams only on the last night. But however, I have seen that it is beyond me, and I get abashed every time I don't prepare for my exams from the beginning or like sometime before the exams. Last night preparation doesn't help me. I have also, however, there are also some people who prepare only on the very last day and get very good marks. So God is kinder on them, but not for me. I have followed this principle of performing from the very beginning throughout my life, and I have seen that it has helped me achieve greater things in my life. So this is, I believe that you should not depend on the finale for making the last impression. I believe first impression is the last impression. Thank you. Back to you, table talking master.
So thank you, guest Jay, for such a lovely speech. Yeah, from your speech, I inferred that one should take the dessert in the beginning itself. We should not wait up till the end. So
yes, yes.
So I see that Toastmaster Amrish has raised his hand. So Toastmaster Amrish, what would you like to choose from? Starters, main course, or dessert?
Starter.
Starters. All right. So now again, I have observed that Amrish ji is also like very spiritual. So we will give him a spiritual topic, thanking God. 1 minute. Your topic is hold your attention to the present moment. So Toastmaster Amrish, hold your attention to the present moment. Hold your attention to the present moment, Toastmaster Amrish.
Good evening, everyone. I remember the days when I was in college. I had went a movie with my friend, and after it, when I was watching movie with her, I don't know what happened to her. She's scared that somebody is following her or somebody is chasing her in the movie and something. And her attention was she was very disturbed in the movie. Then I told her, either you see movie or be left. Your attention is not in the movie and we are not enjoying the moment. So we should leave them. And that time we left the movie and went outside, and that time I realized that if we cannot concentrate on one thing, whatever we are doing, it is not about only movie or study or anything, like you're not focused, it is difficult to get the success. Like nowadays, what I have seen in my kids also, when they start reading after 15 minutes, they want to watch YouTube or like want to watch TV. And in that time, since they lost their attention, they cannot read properly. They forget things while replying the questions based on their studies also. So it is always better to concentrate what you're doing and focus. It will give you better result. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrish, for such a lovely take and reminding us that we should concentrate. And if we particularly have food on our plate, we should immediately concentrate on it. Otherwise, the neighbor will take it up. So do we have any further volunteers?
So we have Toastmaster Ashutosh and Abhijit.
Okay. So we will first take Toastmaster Abhijit so that Toastmaster Ashutosh can prepare as he was giving his speech a while ago. So Toastmaster Abhijit, what would you like to choose from? Starter, main course or dessert?
I will go for main course.
Okay. So your topic is yeah. So I have very much noticed that Toastmaster Abhijit is like very much into romantic novels and stuff. So your topic will be My Love for You is Toastmaster Abhijit. My love for you is pizza shaped. My love for you is pizza shaped. Toastmaster Abhijit.
A very good evening to all the Toastmasters and guests in the forum. First of all, I hate pizza. It might sound weird. People might be yelling at me from the background, but I actually hate pizza. So I made my first girlfriend when I was in 8th standard. It for during those days, what was actually making a girlfriend? What was actually falling into relationship? It was either lending a pen or asking for some tiffin. So that at that time, like we were extremely immature. Like we didn't, whatever we did, we didn't have that sense whether we should actually execute that in our life or not. So I became a very close friend with a girl. She was from Uttar Pradesh during my school days. Now, like our love story ended only in lending pens or tiffins. Eventually, what happened one day? Some twist took place in that love story, where a boy who was extremely wealthy used to lead a very lavish life. It is strange actually that a girl from 8th standard is searching for a boy who is leading a lavish and wealthy life. Rocked like tried to steal the heart of the girl. Eventually, as days progressed, that girl became boyfriend of that particular boy who was extremely rich. So the model is like, if you see a particular pizza, it's extremely tilted. Similarly, a particular love life can also be tilted. You should always try to make a relationship which is trustworthy and which is where you believe that you are not going to get ditched by someone. And eventually, rather than pizza, you can make it into burger. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. You never fail to disappoint us. No doubt. Your love story is exactly like jalebi, very, very straight. So, Toastmaster Ashutosh, I noticed that you had like volunteered. So, what would you like to choose from? Starters, main course, dessert.
I only eat desserts. So
Only desserts.
yeah,
All
only
right.
you can see from my body. So yeah, nothing but dessert. Need to be kind to me as well. Don't think so much.
Yeah. So, like after we have completed our meals, no, we become very thankful and sometimes we praise the chef. So, the topic is cooking is love made visible. So, Toastmaster Ashutosh, cooking is love made visible. Cooking is love made visible. Toastmaster Ashutosh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Table Topic Master Shruti, for such a wonderful topic. And as soon as I hear this, that cooking is love made visible. There are two immediate pictures which comes in front of me. One is of my mother and second is of my wife. Both of them are absolutely amazing cook. My mother is not around since quite some time. She's in Vrindavan, and I'm absolutely missing, that roti which she makes for me. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, especially a few of my Marwari friends here. When the rotis are made, they call it khoba ki roti. That, and in normal scenario, if you'll go out and if that's something which is presented to you in a restaurant, you will not like it, or I don't know how will you appreciate that. But that's something which is not just roti for me, but actually it's her love, and I can feel that when I eat that. I mean, that's something which I kind of keep missing. I keep thinking about it, and it's such a lovely thing, that I know whenever I am at home, she's the one who's going to make that hot rotis for me, and then I'm going to eat that. Even my father is not going to get that hot roti, but I am going to get a hot roti as soon as I'm at home. And like I said, it's not just about that roti or the way it tastes. It's about that affection, that care, that love which he shows to me by way of making something which is full of her love. And at the same time, like I said, it also reminds me of my wife. She's absolutely a amazing cook, a great baker, and she's another thing, where she is someone who loves perfection. The way she makes her food, and things which she will make, they will always be perfect, and they can never be less than perfect. Again, I sometimes feel, that why I ask her, why do you make things so perfectly? It doesn't matter. You are cooking something at home. You're not cooking in a restaurant or something. And she never replied that directly to me, but I can kind of feel that it's her love, it's her affection towards us, because of which she's making something which is so perfect, which is so presentable. And it's something which even when you see it, you will like to eat that. So that's my take on it. I mean, I can't agree more to it, that uh, the way food is made is more about love and then about taste. Thank you so much. Over to you, tabletop master Shruti.
So, Toastmaster Ashutosh, your speech reminded me of my nani and her aloo ke parathe, her chane ka char. I don't know how many times have I written about her. Thank you so much for this. Do we have any further volunteers?
We can ask Dr. Rupesh to. Dr. Rupesh, would you like to volunteer?
So I think I'm at noisy place. I don't know. Even I can't open my video. So if that any background noise is not coming, I can take a chance. If it is coming, I think it will disturb others.
It is actually not coming, Dr. Rupesh.
Okay. Okay.
So what would you like to choose from? We have.
I think I got some of my friends for dessert is only starter and the main course for me. So.
All right. Too many like sweet tooth people just like me.
Yes. Eat sweet, speak sweet.
So, Toastmaster Rupesh, your topic is cuisine is both an art and a science. So, Toastmaster Rupesh, cuisine is both an art and a science. Cuisine is both an art and a science. Toastmaster Rupesh.
If I heard quickly, cuisine is
both an art and a science.
Okay. Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and would-be Toastmaster. Yes. See, it's all about how you trust yourself. And believe me, the day for first thing in your life, what you need to make a goal. Thing is, you can't achieve the goal till the time you don't have trust. You may compare it your trust, you can compare it with your cuisine. And further, you can build your building block for your career. It happens a lot of time. Even all are used to with my fitness journey. So some time ago, I was 85, 90 kg guy. And I was struggling with back pain, a lot of other things. And someone told, okay, if you want to get cured, first you need to reduce weight at least by 20 kg. So I thought, is it possible 20 kg? I can't leave my desert. Then someone told, okay, you need to take some food, you need to walk. And I started walking. What I started doing every evening, I used to go to Balram Malik, eat sweet, and after that come back. This routine I followed around 3 months. But rather than losing the weight, I was gaining the weight. Then again, I went to that guy who suggested me, you need to walk to reduce the weight. I told boss, every day, 2.5 kilometers, I'm going to Balram Malik's shop and coming 2.5 kilometers, at least 4 kilometers in a week. But still, I'm not losing weight. What is it? So, my dear friend, then he suggested, boss, you need not to walk towards the Balram Malik, you need to walk towards the green salad. The thing is, and after that, okay, how will I lose? Then I decided, okay, let's do something and I can do it. The day I trusted myself, day I had believed on myself, I started doing the things in positive manner. Either it's the running or yoga or taking healthy food. That made the life. So I created the goal, okay, I need to reduce the weight. But the thing is, when I started believe on myself, I started doing the thing. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make your goal, decide your cuisine. But the result will start when you will start trusting yourself. Start trusting yourself, you will find the result. Again, you will find the result, all deserts will waiting for you. What do you think, tabletop master?
Thank you, Dr. Rupesh. I knew your cuisine is definitely fitness. That's why I was avoiding a fitness topic. But then because your cuisine is fitness, that's why it entered the topic also. So thank you so much for your lovely take. So can we take one final speaker?
Do we have any volunteers?
Do we have any volunteers?
Anupam, would you like to give it a shot?
Sure.
Sure. So I would like to say that the buffet, the wedding buffet is over. Does not have any more dessert. Everyone has consumed too much of it. So you only have main course and starters left for you.
No, I love starters.
You love starters. All right.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute. Yeah, so this is the part like where you are focusing yourself into not having too much food. So your topic is, I am a better person when I have less food on my plate. So Toastmaster Anupam, I am a better person when I have less food on my plate. I am a better person when I have less food on my plate. Toastmaster Anupam.
Good evening, all my fellow Toastmasters. I am a better person like when I have more food on my plate. Like I love to eat foods, explore new places where I can go and have some delicious foods and new type of foods. A few weeks ago, I went to Mirosh Cafe. Till that time, I've never tasted that falafel starter menu as falafel. So I tasted that and I liked it too much. Because I'm vegetarian and I have less option. So it was very good starter. And after eating one plate, I ordered another one and have it. Then after going down on the street, my friend told me, let's have metro and go back to home. Then I told him, bhai, it will be not possible because my tummy is full and I will not able to walk till metro because from Kamek Street to Southern, it will be 1.5 kilometer and walking with a full stomach, it will be very hard to for me. So From this, I have to think that I have to eat less so that it can travel after eating. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master.
Oh, thank you, Toastmaster Anupam. That was quite a surprise ending. Otherwise, I felt that you were going fiercely against the idea that we should have more and more on our plate. By the way, I agree. Absolutely. So this is from my side. I'm really, really glad that I could conduct a very foodie-oriented session today. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti. And it was very, very interesting. The topics were very interesting. Thank God you didn't call me up. Now, I have talked more about street foods, but I didn't tell you about something which our Kolkata has, the restaurants, the old restaurants. Anyone has gone to Indian coffee house? Please, not the New Town ones, the College Street ones. No one. Okay, because Master Shruti has.
Yes,
Even
yes,
I
it was
went
close
once.
to my college, permanent destination.
Yes, even I went to Indian coffee house, and really it is the oldest restaurant, and it is very famous. We also have a song written by Indian coffee house name, Coffee House in Addata. I don't know anyone has heard that song or not, but it is very famous. Yes. And not only that, now in Newtown also it opened one, but I didn't go there. The picture, it looks lovely, but I never went there. As someone said, yes, Toastmaster Anupam said that for vegetarian, their option is less. No, my dear, there are more and more options over there. Please go to Bombay Shiv Sagar. If you have not gone to Bombay Shiv Sagar, then go to Keddy Kitchen. These are the three
Best.
restaurants. Thai cuisine.
Both are best.
It's best for us, for vegetarian like us. It's one of the best. Fly Cuisina, Bombay Shiv Sagar,
The Chinese
Cuisina
bhel.
Yes, Chinese bhel. See, now all the names are coming up. Even not only that, for our non-vegetarian lovers, everyone loves Chinese food, right? But have you gone to the place, Tangra's Chinatown, the famous Chinatown, where you will get all lip-smacking Chinese cuisines over there? Yes, for vegetarian like us, yes, of course not, but it's especially for the non-vegetarian people. Like my friends and I, in our group, we are 5 vegetarian, 5 non-vegetarian. Now it's always like a tug of war, who will go? So for people like us who have non-vegetarian, vegetarian people, a group, so God blessed us by giving us buffet system, right? We can go to buffet system and I can have as much food as we want. So we have, God has granted us barbecue nation, absolute barbecue, flame and grill, so that we can go and have our own food. My friends who are non-vegetarian, they can have their own non-veg food. And for me, like veggie, we'll have our vegetarian food. Now, I will call our general evaluator to help us and guide us that what went wrong and how we can improve it and what was best. So let me call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ayush, the podium. Toastmaster Ayush, the podium is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rima, for wonderfully conducting the session and making us hungry more. Even I had snack at 4 o'clock, I still feel that I'm hungry and I would like to have more puchkas now. But before that, let's do the work which I was asked to do today. So the first section is the evaluation section, and the first speaker, Toastmaster Ashutosh, will be evaluated by Toastmaster Anurag. So over to you, Toastmaster Anurag.
Thank you, sir, General Evaluator. Now, before the timer actually begins my timing, I will just read out the speech objectives on which I'm going to evaluate Toastmaster Ashutosh. So, Toastmaster Ashutosh's purpose of his project was for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. And the purpose of this speech for Toastmaster Ashutosh was to share some aspect of previous experience as a prodigy. So, I'm going to evaluate on these two things. Now, my role as an evaluator. So, timer, now you can begin. Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, and to my speaker in particular. Toastmaster Ashutosh, you are already one of the most veteran speakers at VirtuoMasters Club, and we were expecting one another great performance from your end. And some of the things that I liked about Toastmaster Ashutosh's speech today was first the structure of his speech. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Ashutosh had one spiritual story in the beginning, then he had a personal story with the professor, then he also had a story with Toastmasters of how Toastmasters Shilpa as the VP had called him up and asked him to deliver speeches, and then he ended his speech on a quote as well, then translating that quote from Sanskrit to English and giving us all a message. A job well done, Toastmaster Ashutosh, with the structure of the speech. The second thing that I loved about your speech is that you had bit of a light humor in this speech as well, when you were saying that you and your friend both felt a bit of a electric current when you touched your professor's feet and you tried to get his blessings. And that same feeling that you shared, you said that you were not the only one who was going to a place where the doctors would send to people like that. So that was on a very light note, Toastmaster Ashutosh. That was again something brilliantly done. The third thing that I loved about your speech is the presence of mind that you had today. While you were delivering a prepared speech, you also used word of the day. This is a mark of an excellent speaker, Toastmaster Ashutosh. Again, something that we all must learn from you. However, Toastmaster Ashutosh, I felt as an audience that there are certain places where you can improve upon, and some places was like the content of your speech. The first place that I want you to improve is the content of your speech. I mean, you had all the learnings that we can take away, but why was those learning a part of your speech, Toastmaster Ashutosh? That is what I, as an audience, couldn't understand. You had two different learnings from the professor. You had that spiritual learning, but why was it in part of your speech? What was your takeaway, and how has that changed your life as a mentee to that professor or from that story? That is something that I felt amiss in your speech. The second thing that you can improve upon is that there was too much characterization in your speech. There was professors, then there was that spiritual story, and even later on when you were describing about Toastmasters, the characterization was not done very properly. So that is a place where you can improve upon by reducing the number of characters and keeping it to bare minimal, where the speech or the content of the story could just come out. The third place, Toastmaster Ashutosh, where I think you can improve upon is your summary or the ending of your speech. Your topic was one touch, one glance. During the speech, you have used your one touch, one glance while delivering the speech, the topic you used, but I thought that you could have used it to end your speech as well, as to how the learnings that you got from that, from your whole journey, has impacted you, and where this one touch and one glance has actually changed your life. In all, I really loved the structure of the speech. You had a bit of light humor. You had the presence of mind for using the word of the day. However, Toastmaster Ashutosh, if you could improve a bit of the content of your speech, share us why the learnings that you had impacted your life, and maybe you could summarize your topic, your speech in a better fashion. This could have been a wonderful speech. Thank you, and over to you, Sir General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anurag, for the wonderful evaluation. Now, Toastmaster Ashutosh, I will come to you first. I really like the structure of the speech. I also, just like Toastmaster Anurag mentioned, that there were a lot of characterization. So I was also lost in multiple names. You used Professor Sahula, Professor Nath Chaudhary. So I was lost in between the names, who was which professor. So that's what I felt at that point of time. And and another point I would like to raise is, like, your speech title was so long, and so I agree with Anurag. So the reason is, it needs to get again to the message. We need to send a message to the audience again. So if this is so long, it needs to become again. So that's what 2 points which I really thought that it would have made a great speech. And I really like the way you bowed down. It got my attention, and there was a pause. So that was one of the best part. I realized there's a mentor and you are really into the mentor. So that was good part of you, and the flashback and the good uses of hands. So these were the good parts in this, and I loved the way you narrated the speech, and it was inspirational. So these are the two takeaways from my end. So yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashutosh, for the wonderful speech. Now, Toastmaster Anurag, I think you covered all the points which I thought that needs to be covered, and specifically the recommendation. So yeah, kudos to you. And one more thing, like you need to keep the timing in mind. At the end, you rushed. So if you could work on that, it would have been an amazing evaluation. Otherwise everything was on spot and perfect. Thank you, Toastmaster Anurag, for the evaluation. So now I will like to evaluate. Maybe I may get abashed or I will abash other people, but please don't take it otherwise because Toastmaster is a learning platform. So now I will evaluate the table topic section. The first speaker was guest Kaustubh. So first I would like to say to our guest Kaustubh that guess usually when I was a guest when I came first, so I was scared. I was should I go for it? Should I don't go for it? And you were the first to go for the table topic section, and I admire you for this. Like that was really hats off from I felt that at that point of time. So your topic was eat food, not too much, only plants. You started off. I understand as a guest you took time, but you started off with consuming non-veg food. So you went against the topic. And yes, we can go either for the topic or we can go against the topic. And then you describe the veg, non-veg part of it. And then so usually guests Anurag, so basically we introduce the topic in the initial minutes and then we share a personal story. It could have been great if you could share what kind of food you eat. You mentioned that you felt really bad killing those animals, non-vegetarian. So you changed or you didn't change. If you could add it to your story, it would have been great. And you summarize that people still eat even after all the problems with non-vegetarian food, we get obese, and still the past generation is following. We are still following that. So I like the summary of it. But yes, it could have been better if you could include like why you not like plants, or if you will stop non-vegetarian, or if you will continue with non-vegetarian, it would have been made the speech amazing. Now the second Toastmaster, Saborni. Man is made by his beliefs. You started off really well. You in the introduction you mentioned that whatever person believes, it gets into him, and then you use your personal story of if the food is amazing, if the person believes that the food will make him happy, it will definitely make him happy. And you compared yourself to peace and love. You mentioned that you are a person who has a belief in peace and love, and you talked about your belief system. So that was amazing. In such small amount of time, you took that and you summarized the topic as well. And summarize was really good. Believe in something if it exists. And if the person doesn't believe in something, for him, even if it exists, it doesn't. I really like this summary. So all in all, you included the personal story, you started with the introduction, and you had an amazing summary so that people could take away something from your 2 minutes takeaway of the topic. So that was really great. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Saborni. Hope you do this. Hope you achieve this again and again in the future topics as well. Now again, there was another guest. I was surprised with the number of guests. They were so confident today comparison to the other Toastmasters, and I give them a round of applause to them. And guest Jay, topic was, it is the finale. It is the last impression. Guest Jay, you started against the topic, and it is sometimes we can go either for the topic or against the topic. And if someone goes against the topic, it takes everyone's by surprise. So yeah, you did go for it. And then you shared a personal story. You shared your engineering days, and then you shared how for your exam preparation, you always started earlier so that you have good results at the end. And at the end, you also have you use word of the day as well, and I believe that that's a great thing from your end. As a guest, maybe you're taking this table topic section for the first time, using word of the day, and at the end you had a message for it, which relates to the story as well. That first impression is the last impression. So I completely acknowledge the fact that you gave wonderful summary and you went against the topic and you summarized the topic really well. So kudos to you, guest there. Now it came for our veteran Toastmaster Amrish, and its topic was hold your attention to the present moment. Toastmaster Amrish, you started. I felt that you started straight away started with a personal story. It as a veteran Toastmaster, it would have been great if you could introduce or say some 1 or 2 lines about the topic, and then you could come up with a story. And it came into your story as well because you got time and you introduced another story. One story was with movie with friend, and second story was kids example. You took the example of the kids. I really appreciate introducing 2 stories, and you somehow managed it. In spite of not putting the introduction, you got time and somehow managed it. And I really liked it that you managed both the stories and completed with a summary as well. So you had other than the intro, you had 2 stories, personal story, and you summarized the topic as well. So it was a takeaway for all of us. So it was really amazing from your end. So thank you, Toastmaster Amrish, for a wonderful take on the topic. And now I would like to go on with Toastmaster Abhijit. My love for you is pizza shape. Let me give it to you, Toastmaster Abhijit. I wrote it down in between when you were speaking that you left the plot. My message over here to you was this, but the moment you ended it. So intro was you hate pizza. So let me get back to the intro first. You hate pizza. So that took me by surprise. Second, you shared your personal story with your girlfriend. So I was listening, and then another boy came in. I wrote it down. I think you left the plot, but the moment you wrote, the moment you told uh, the summary, like pizza, we can change from pizza to burger. The total speech changed for me. You converted the entire plot to your advantage, and I felt that हार के जीतने वालों को बाजीगर कहते हैं at that point of time. In spite of losing the plot in between, you went again into the topic and delivered the topic tremendously. So it was really amazing from your end, and I liked it. So yeah, if something more about the intro could have been made much more better, but yes, it was really good. Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit, for a wonderful take on the topic. Now, again, we go to our veteran Toastmaster Ashutosh. Cooking is love made visible. Intro, you agreed with the topic, and then you spoke about how what cooking is to you, and then you introduce a personal story about your mom and about your wife. And the personal story which you introduced made me emotional. You spoke about the koba roti and love. So how you compared with the restaurants, and how in restaurant you may not like it, but at home it felt lovely for for us. So I really like the comparison, and the personal story was apt on point with the topic, and you summarized it in way like food made is more about love than about the taste, and that blew me away. So I really like the intro, I like the personal story, and I like the summary. So I really love the take on your take how you took the topic. It was amazing. Thank you, Toastmaster Tosh, and keep inspiring us like this for always. Now, next, the Toastmaster Rupesh. Cuisine is both an art and science. You introduced the topic about trusting yourself. You introduced the topic about the cuisine, and then you told about the topic that you trust about yourself. I really like that. And then you added to with a personal story. How you had problems choosing the wrong cuisine in your case for to achieve your fitness goal, and then you trusted yourself and look into the science of the food, what its constituent is, why it's not helping you losing your weight, and taking the art as well, that you introduce the Balram Malik, and it looks very amazing. It looks so classy. The food looks so good. So introduce both the things in the topic, and you summarize also really well that whatever you decide, your goal depends upon, like your fitness goal will depend upon your cuisine as well, and so you need to trust yourself. So yeah, I really like the way you summarized it, and that's what yeah. So that's it from my end. I really like the way you did it. So now next I will go to Toastmaster Anupam. I'm a better person when I left food at my plate. First of all, Toastmaster Anupam, I believe whenever we are doing a table topic section, if there is some problems with the internet connection or some problems around the background, then only we don't we put the video, we stop the video. Otherwise, when a person is delivering a topic, you need to be visible for the audience to see and for your own growth as well. So we can see the action, and it will help you create a much better impact into the audience. So you went against it, like you want more food on your plate. That was your heart speaking, and I totally agreed with you at that point of time. Then you introduce a personal story about how you had falafel at the restaurant, and then you went to the metro. You couldn't walk, in spite you wanted to reach on time. So I could relate to the story, and you provided a fantastic summary that eat less so that you could work and you could go your way wherever you want to go, or whatever you want to achieve. So yeah, I at the starting you were against it, but then with your story and with your summarizing, you went again with the plot. That's difficult, and somehow you managed it, and kudos to you for that. I really appreciate your take on the topic. Thank you, Toastmaster Anupam, for a wonderful day. So now, after the shoe chef delivered his speech, his evaluation, I would like to ask the other chefs, the mini chefs, to have a say on the topic. So now I will like to call upon Toastmaster Rima, who is also playing the role of timer for today, to give her report. Toastmaster Rima.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Ashutosh took 7 minutes 10 seconds. Our evaluator, Toastmaster Anurag, took 3 minutes 55 seconds. For a table topic section, guest Kostov took 3 minutes 16 seconds. Toastmaster Shabuni took 1 minute 44 seconds. Guest Jay took 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Amrish took 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Abhijit took 2 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Ashutosh took 2 minutes 21 seconds. Toastmaster Rupesh took 2 minutes 45 seconds, and Toastmaster Anupam took 1 minute 57 seconds. We have 2 disqualification, that is guest Costa and 3 disqualification. Guest Costa, Toastmaster Anurag, and Toastmaster Rupesh. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the crisp report and taking the role of a timer in such a short amount of time with the Toastmaster of the day. Now I would like to call upon the art counter of the day, Toastmaster Sabarni, to present her report. Toastmaster Sabarni.
I'm sorry if I abash people with my report. Guest Kostav said multiple times "ah." Guest Joy said 1 time "ah." Shruti has few times repetitions, and Toastmaster Abhijit has some pauses. So this is my report. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Sabarni, for a wonderful report and a crisp report. Could you tell me the number of I used during the meeting? So I believe it would be multiple times.
Yeah, if it is more than 4 times, then I would say multiple times.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I hope I improve in the next meetings. Now I would like to call upon the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Anupam Sangai, to present his report.
Thank you. Some of the good uses of English
Toastmaster
during the
Anupam, could you be visible? Like, could you start your video? It would be great.
sorry, there is some network issues from my end. So
Oh, okay. Not an issue. Thank you, Toastmaster Anupam. You can continue.
Some good uses of English during the meetings are glance, bow down, guiding principle, unabashedly, enthusiasm, attention. And word of the day is used by Toastmaster Saboni, Toastmaster Anurag, Toastmaster Ayush, Toastmaster Rima, Toastmaster Ashutosh, Toastmaster Jay. Over to you, General Evaluator, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anupam, for the crisp report. And I think a lot of people today use the word of the day, abashed, and I believe that no one felt abashed during the meeting, and no one made others felt abashed during the meeting. So let's have a round of applause for this. I hope we take away this word and use it multiple times throughout our days, throughout the month maybe. So now we go to the next section of the evaluation of how the meeting was held. So first came the SAR report. The energy level, Toastmaster Saboni, the energy level was amazing. I really, the moment the meeting started, you were on point and you started off and you had a good intro. You said all about the goals and rules. You introduced the president in an innovative manner. And I believe that's really hard, but you are doing it again and again. And and I would like to give a round of applause for that. It was really great from your end. Good. And then I will come to the president. As always, the president had good energy. He asked about the mom if there was any issue, and then he acknowledged his team members. So that brought inspiration, and that gave the meeting more energy. So that was really good on your part, President Anurag. Now you went with the guest introduction and you went with the induction of the new member. I believe you adhere to all the rules with the president, all the things the president should do in the meeting. So kudos to you. Now, next, I would like to go to the foodie of the day, Toastmaster Rima with $800 bill. You you started off well, waking up people at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, we needed a wake up call, and you related the in the starting you bang on with the topic with pakoda in the starting, and as it was raining in Calcutta, so everyone could have felt relatable. So that was great, and then you evaluated with the blog table topics with different kind of foods. So that was really amazing. The forms of the voting link has also been shared, so you could vote on that as well. Till the time I will tell about the report. Now you had a personal story about the Bango chart, so people were relatable, and it was really there was constant interaction with the audience. I really liked that part. So what I also like the transition handling. So everyone you knew about the likes and dislikes of the people who were coming on the podium, and it was really great. But you did it at the end. But it would have been greater if you could introduce me at that point of time, and if you could introduce Anurag at that point of time. It would have made the role of your part flawless. But yes, you introduced later, so you didn't hesitate at that point of time. You made a mistake, but you introduced them later. So that was great on your part. Thank you, Toastmaster Rima, for a wonderful take on the theme of the meeting. But it would have been icing on the cake if you could have sent everyone food delivery at everyone's home. So that would have been amazing. Now, the table topic master, you introduced the role really well, and you had difficult topics. I agree to that, but you made sure you normally we speak the topic 2 times when we give to the speaker, but you made sure you spoke 3 times so that the people understood it. So I'll give it to you in spite of the hard topics. You gave good amount of time for the person to listen, and you asked the guest also to come. And as there was only one speaker, you had multiple table topic speakers. So yeah, the time management was on point. So yeah, this was my report for all the role players and for all the speakers and evaluators. I hope I did a good job, and I hope you get some takeaways from my evaluation. Thank you so much. Now I would like to give hand over to Toastmaster Rima, and if she could order now also, it's not ended for everyone. So yeah, Toastmaster Rima, over to you.
Thank you. Please give a round of applause to our general evaluator. How nicely he has told us that what was good and what we could do it better in our next meeting. Thank you very much for the feedback, and I'll really, really take it with me for the next meeting and I'll use it. Now, as the foodies day out is coming to an end, I would like to say it's not only about going out and having food, it's also, the special cooked food which your mother cooks for you. I have been brought up by my two mother. One was my aunt and one was my own mother. My aunt used to make sure that whatever she would get for me, it's my favorite. Whether it's from the breakfast to till night dinner time, even for the snacks, whether it's midnight snacks or evening snacks or whatever. She always used to stock up everything in her shelf or cupboard. It's in the kitchen shelf cupboard which she used to have, and she always used to stock up. So whenever I used to wake up and I used to always munch out something. And I guess you all will relate to the people who are foodie. Even it's 3 o'clock at midnight or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we need something to munch on. Whether it's whatever, dry fruits, we even munch on dry fruits also. We have a big bowl, this thing, container where we store all the dry fruits and we eat. Being a foodie, what is the thing with the people connects? It's not only communication. I know we are in Toastmasters, we learn more about communication, but people like me, how I connect with people. Oh, you love to eat food. Yes, even I also love to eat food. What? You're vegetarian? Even I am also a vegetarian. Let's go. So this is the way how I connect to people. So here, now my role as foodie Toastmaster Rima is coming to an end, and our general evaluator Toastmaster is very happy because now I'll stop talking and will hand over up the podium to our president Toastmaster Anurag. Before that, please do not stop. Please do not forget to vote. The voting link is already shared by our SAS Shaboni. Please vote, and please let me welcome to our president Toastmaster Anurag. Toastmaster Anurag, the podium is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rima, for conducting such a fun-filled Toastmaster of the Day session and keeping us all hooked to your session throughout. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Rima. Now, before I do my formalities as a president, there is one thing that I would like to announce. We were about to have Toastmaster Shilpa's workshop on public relations, but today she was not feeling well, and that is the reason why we have to postpone it for a later date. So in case people have joined in for Toastmaster Shilpa's workshop, we regret the inconvenience caused, and we'll ask Toastmaster Shilpa to give us a date so that we can announce it again later when VirtuoMasters Club is going to organize that workshop. And with this, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of the our area director of Area J1, Toastmaster Shashwat. So Toastmaster Shashwat, thank you for joining us at the last moment. There are certain announcements. Okay. So Toastmaster Shashwat, now that you have joined a bit at the fag end of the meeting, I'm not going to ask you to please come up and speak. So next, I would like to take some of the guest feedback. Can I ask guest Kaustav to give his feedback for the meeting today? Guest Kaustav, how did you like the meeting?
Yeah, the meeting was overall good, but the duration was quite long. I expected it to be like around 1 minute 15.
Okay.
1 hour.
So this is the feedback that we can get from our guest as well. Yes, thank you, guest Kaustav, for pointing it out. Yeah, we generally tend to finish by 5:30, but given that today we had such a long table topics, we were, we just went along with the flow. So this is something that we will work going forward. Thank you for the feedback. And can I also ask guest Jay to please unmute himself and tell us about himself? How did he like the meeting today?
I was really abashed that in the table topics, people were asked about food and then given such hard topics. So, but let's, keeping the jokes apart, it was a really good meeting, and the flow was very smooth, and the speaker gave a really good speech about mentorship, and I really liked it. There are many things to learn. Other than that, TMOD was very good. She was showing us the food picture, and I really hate that I was only able to see pictures, and then I'll go and munch something, and then general evaluator speech was, and evaluation was fantastic. So overall, very good and learning experience.
Thank you, guest Jay, for joining us and for your invaluable feedback. We hope you keep joining us every Saturday at 4 p.m. There is yet another announcement that I have to make. Next week, VirtuoMasters Club is conducting its Moment of Truth session. So I would request guest Kaustav and guest Jay to please be there in the next meeting as well, so that you can give your feedback as to how this club is performing and where we can improve upon. So I would request you both to be please present that day as well. Next, I would also like to wish my area director of Area J1, Toastmaster Shashwat, a very, very happy birthday. So Toastmaster Shashwat, can we now have you on the podium, and can you tell us how did you spend your day today as a birthday boy?
Okay. Hi, thank you everyone. So I just had a very minor slip. So my birthday has been very interesting. I woke up at 8 o'clock and then I've been in classes ever since. I have another class that I have to rush back to. And one of the major birthday gifts that I got was this very own Toastmasters t-shirt that I happen to be donning right now. So yeah, the birthday has been great. I was lucky enough to catch up the meeting as well. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday, Shashwat.
Happy birthday, Toastmaster Shashwat.
Happy birthday, Shashwat.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Birthday, Shashwat.
So Toastmaster Shashwat is a young leader in making, and we ardently thank you, Toastmaster Shashwat, for joining VirtuoMasters Club every Saturday, whether you have your college or not, somehow managing to peek in. So thanks a lot for your continued support, Toastmaster Shashwat. We hope we get a lot of area directors like you, huh? Let's jokes apart. I would also like to congratulate Toastmaster Ayush for taking up the role of general evaluator for the very first time. A job very well done, Toastmaster Ayush. And going forward, we expect you to take this role as much as possible so that you can improve upon it. Next, I would also like to congratulate Toastmaster Ashutosh for completing his level 2 in the Pathways Presentation Mastery. Thank you, Toastmaster Ashutosh, for your contribution. We enjoyed your speech through and through, apart from my evaluations. So thank you, Toastmaster Ashutosh. And I would also like to extend my thanks to Toastmaster Rima for taking up the role of timer at that short notice and playing the Toastmaster of the day along with it. Now it is time for me to announce the results. So the best table topic speaker today is none other than the speaker of the day, that is Toastmaster Ashutosh. Can we have a huge round of applause for him, Toastmaster Ashutosh? Next, in the category of timer, R counter, and grammarian, we have a tie between Toastmaster Rima as the partial timer for the day and Toastmaster Anupam as the grammarian for the day. Can we have a huge round of applause for them? Next, in the category of general evaluator, table topic master, and Toastmaster of the day, there's again a tie between the general evaluator of the day and the table topic master. So it was a session very well conducted. With this, I would like to end the meeting. See you next Saturday, same time with the same link. Until then, enjoy and have a very, very fun week ahead. Thank you. And now I'm closing the meeting.